A rich girl born into a world of luxury, doing something simple yet magical on Mother's Day. A simple act, a bouquet of flowers, changed the life of a hardworking waitress in a way that no one ever expected. Stay tuned, because this story is about the day a millionaire's daughter gave flowers to a waitress. And then the waitress cried and said something that will make you believe in kindness all over again. Once upon a bright and sunny Mother's Day morning, our story begins in a small town that already felt special as the early sun painted everything in gold. In this town lived a young woman named Elise. Now, Elise was not an ordinary girl. She was the daughter of a millionaire. Even though her life was full of fancy cars, grand mansions, and glittering parties, she always had a simple heart that loved to share kind words and warm gestures with everyone around her. That morning, Elise woke up feeling extra grateful for the love in her own life. She remembered how her mother had always taught her that true wealth is not measured in money, but in kindness, care, and love. With that thought close to her heart, Elise decided to do something very special. She gathered a beautiful bouquet of flowers from the local florist, a mix of red roses for love, yellow daisies for joy, and pink tulips for care. She wrapped them carefully in simple but elegant paper. In the same town, there was a little diner where a kind woman named Sarah worked as a waitress. Sarah was known for her warm smile and gentle heart, but her day-to-day life was filled with long hours and challenges. She was like a hidden hero, working hard and caring for everyone, day in and day out. Today, although it was Mother's Day, Sarah had few moments to feel appreciated because she was busy serving meals to customers who did not always see the effort behind her smile. As Elise stepped into the diner, the entire atmosphere seemed to change. The bright bouquet in her hand was like a small piece of sunshine on a cloudy day. Without any big announcement or fanfare, she walked straight to Sarah, who was busy refilling a glass of water, and with a gentle voice said, "Happy Mother's Day. Please accept these flowers as a small thank you for the love and hard work you give every day." The moment those words left Elise's lips, something amazing happened. Sarah looked up, surprised by this kind gesture. It was as if time stopped for a second. A smile slowly crept onto Sarah's face, and then suddenly her eyes filled with tears. I, I don't understand, Sarah whispered, more to herself than to Elise. How can a simple bouquet mean so much, she wondered. Let's pause for a moment and think about what just happened. It wasn't the money, the wealth, or the fancy clothes that touched Sarah's heart. It was a simple act of kindness. You see, science tells us that when someone is kind to us, our brain releases a little chemical called oxytocin. This is sometimes called the love hormone because it helps us feel calm and connected. In plain English, a hug, a smile, or even a flower can make us feel much happier and more loved. Back in the diner, as Sarah held the bouquet, she slowly started to cry. But these were no sad tears. They were tears of genuine emotion, a mix of surprise, gratitude, and relief. With a trembling voice, Sarah said, "I have always felt like I am invisible sometimes. I work so hard and I never get a chance to feel special. Today you gave me hope. You showed me that I am seen, I am valued, and that even small acts of kindness can change a day." Now picture this. The sound of busy plates and chatter in the diner quieted down for a moment as everyone listened. Customers who had been busy with their own conversations began to smile at one another. One elderly man even chuckled and said, "Isn't it amazing how one flower can make everything brighter?" It was a moment of unity, a reminder that love and kindness can make us all feel connected. I remember the first time I heard this story. It made me laugh a little at the thought of such a small gesture having such a huge impact. It's like when you lose your shoe on the playground and someone shares their extra pair. Suddenly, your day is saved. Humor and happiness can be found in the easiest of moments. Now, let's dig a little deeper into why this small act meant so much. Mother's Day is usually a day we celebrate our mothers and the care and love they give. But today, Elise decided that the spirit of Mother's Day could be for all the people who care for others, even if they are not a mother by blood. Sarah, the waitress, was like a mother to many in that small diner. She listened to their stories, shared their joys and sorrows, and made them feel at home. Elise was surprised too. Even though she grew up in a world of glitter and glamour, she had learned that being rich is not about having a lot of money. It's about having a lot of heart. By choosing to give flowers to Sarah, Elise sent a message. Every person who cares for others deserves a little light, no matter how hard their day has been. It might sound simple, but it is often the simplest actions that can start a big change. Imagine a pond where you throw a stone. The ripples spread far and wide. That very idea is called the ripple effect in science. Elise's act was like that stone, and Sarah's tears, happy tears, brought ripples of warmth across the diner. Soon other customers began doing small acts of kindness too. One person complimented another. A friend shared a piece of dessert. The entire room became a little brighter. I often think back to a time when I was a kid and saw a classmate share his last cracker with a friend who was feeling sad. It was a tiny act, but it made both of us smile for the rest of the day. Exactly what happened in this diner. It wasn't about money. It was about connecting and caring for one another. Let's have a little fun for a moment. Have you ever had a day when nothing seemed to go right? Like when you drop your ice cream or forget your homework? Now imagine if on that day a friend suddenly comes by and gives you a warm hug or shares their favorite snack. That unexpected kindness can turn your day around in a way you never imagined. In our story, just as Sarah was busy and maybe a little tired, Elise appeared with her bouquet like a burst of sunshine. And then, right when the emotion was at its peak, an unexpected little twist happened. A small, silly dog in the restaurant bounded up and tried to sniff the bright flowers. For a split second, everyone laughed, including Sarah, whose tears turned into a smile. It was a funny, heartwarming moment that proved even in the most touching moments, a little humor can make the magic even stronger. I think that moment with the little dog shows us that life is full of surprises. Sometimes serious moments mix with funny ones, and that makes life richer and more interesting. So if you ever feel down or think that your day is not special, remember that one small act of kindness or even a funny little moment can bring back the joy you need. In the same way that the dog's playful interruption made Sarah laugh, sometimes a little laughter is all we need to brighten our hearts. Now I want you to imagine yourself being in that diner. Picture the smell of fresh coffee, the sound of friendly chatter, and the sight of that bouquet of flowers standing out like a beacon of hope. Even if you are having a difficult day, think about the possibility that someone might come along with a simple smile or gesture that reminds you just how special you are. Now let's take a quick look at some cool information behind these kinds of moments. Scientists have studied what happens when someone is kind to you. Our brains start to release oxytocin, which makes us feel good and helps build trust. It is like our own internal reward system that tells us, hey, that was nice, let's do it again. This means even the smallest act, a flower, a smile, or a kind word, can create a positive chain reaction. This idea is not just a nice thought, it is backed by research. When we feel cared for, our bodies respond by reducing stress and making us happier. And guess what? That extra happiness can even help us sleep better and be more creative during the day. In our story, Elise's thoughtful act triggered this wonderful chemical reaction, not just in Sarah, but in everyone who witnessed it. It became a lesson in how love spreads and connects us, one small gesture at a time. I like to think of it as planting a seed. When you plant a little seed of kindness, it grows into something big, a garden full of warm moments, smiles, and beautiful memories. And every time you do something kind, you water that seed a little more. We can all be gardeners of joy in the world, no matter how simple our actions might seem. As we come to the end of this story, I want you to remember one very important lesson. True wealth is not about having lots of money, but about having lots of love and care in your heart. Elise's act of giving flowers on Mother's Day teaches us that even a single gesture, no matter how small, can bring hope and joy to someone who may have forgotten how special they are. Sarah, the kind waitress, showed us that it is okay to feel emotions. Tears of gratitude are not signs of weakness, but symbols of being touched by kindness. And you, our dear viewers, can do the same too. Whether you are rich in money or rich in heart, you can always make a difference with a small act of kindness. Imagine if everyone in the world did just one small kind thing a day. The world would be filled with more smiles, more laughter, and more love. Before we wrap up, think about a time when someone's kindness made your day better. Maybe it was a friend, a teacher, or even a stranger. Remember that feeling. Hold on to it and try to pass it on. A smile, a kind word, or even a simple hello can be a wonderful gift to someone in need. Thank you so much for listening to this heartfelt story. If you enjoyed it and believe in the power of kindness, please hit that subscribe button and give this video a big thumbs up. And be sure to watch our next video on the simple joy of random acts of kindness that you'll find on your end screen right now. Let's all share a little love and make the world a kinder, happier place, one small act at a time. Until next time, remember, even a single flower can change someone's day, and every act of kindness leaves a mark that lasts forever. Bye for now, and keep spreading the light.